Welcome to Volume 3 of the 50 Truest Metalheads of All Time. We're entering the territory where legends sharpened their sound, shaped generations, and sometimes never got the credit they deserved. These are the innovators, the game changers, and if you think rank 30 to 21 isn't high enough, good. That means you care. Let's dive in. Rank 30, Scott Ian, Anthrax, the riff commander of New York. His beard became iconic, but his rhythm guitar was the real weapon. Precise, mechanical, devastating. While others chased epic solos, Scott built the foundation. Every thrash riff nailed on the beat like clockwork. He brought humor to thrash, not comedian. Made history with Public Enemy, and proved metal can break boundaries without breaking character. 40 years of battering ram riffs, 40 years of zero compromise. Scott Ian is rhythm guitar, the backbone Anthrax stands on. Rank 30, because the riff always comes first. Rank 29, Kirk Hammett, Metallica, the man who turned the wah-wah pedal into a weapon. Some call him, lovingly, Womit. His solos on Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, Enter Sandman aren't just notes. They're sonic lightning bolts, carved into metal history. Replacing Dave Mustaine was impossible. Kirk did it anyway, with melody, emotion, and a wah pedal turned to 11. Bluesy, wild, expressive, unmistakable. A humble nerd who became a guitar god. Rank 29, because without him, the wah-wah would just be a pedal. Rank 28, Chuck Schuldiner, Death, the father of death metal. With Scream Bloody Gore in 1987, he created an entire genre from scratch. Raw, brutal, uncompromising. But Chuck was far more than extremity. He was an explorer of metal itself. Each album pushed further into progressive territory, philosophy, and sophisticated songwriting. His music wasn't just noise, it was thought, vision, and pure heart. Rank 28. Because he didn't just create death metal, he gave it a soul. He passed away far too early in 2001, but his legacy echoes through every modern extreme metal band. Rest in peace, Chuck. Rank 27. Tom Araya, Slayer. Tom Araya, the scream of Slayer, bassist, frontman, and the voice behind some of the most terrifying metal ever recorded. His opening scream in Angel of Death is one of the defining moments of thrash. A primal, spine-ripping blast that changed the genre forever. His bass drove Rain in Blood, Seasons in the Abyss, God Hates Us All, albums that defined extremity. But it's his voice that haunted a generation. That opening scream in Angel of Death, a spine-ripping blast that redefined what thrash vocals could be. A man of calm faith offstage. Yet on stage, a relentless force of chaos and precision. For over 40 years, he carried Slayer's fury. Bassist, frontman, and the voice of metal's darkest corners. Rank 27, because Slayer without Tom's scream is silence. Rank 26, Dimebag Darrell, Pantera, the guitar volcano of the 90s. With Cowboys from Hell and Walk, he reinvented groove metal. Thick riffs, scorching tone, and solos that felt like they were carved out of fire. He brought Southern attitude, wild charisma, and a grin that lit up every stage. His style wasn't just technical, it was alive, swinging, grooving, exploding with personality. His tragic death on stage in 2004 shook the entire metal world to its core. Gone far too soon. But his riffs still roar louder than ever. Rest in peace, Dime. Forever one of the truest. Rank 25. Biff Byford, Saxon, the working-class voice of British heavy metal. With denim and leather and wheels of steel, he helped shape the entire NWO-BHM movement, not from castles or mansions, but straight from the pubs and factory floors of Yorkshire. His high, commanding vocals carried the spirit of the 80s. Honest, loud, and unapologetically real. While others chased trends, Saxon stayed true to the roots, and Biff remained the steady, steel-hard backbone of the band for nearly 5 decades. Often underrated internationally, but absolutely essential to the DNA of classic heavy metal. A true pioneer, forged in sweat and electricity. Rank 24. Kai Hansen, Helloween, Gamma Ray, the architect of power metal. Before dragons, choirs, and high-pitch anthems ruled the scene, Kai was already writing the blueprint. With Walls of Jericho and the legendary Keeper of the Seven Keys albums, he created the sound that shaped an entire generation of bands. Speed, melody, imagination, all fused into something new, something unmistakably his. When he left Helloween and formed Gamma Ray, he proved that his vision wasn't luck, it was leadership. Decades later, his riffs, his tone, and that unmistakable scream still define the essence of European power metal. Rank 23. Brian Johnson, AC/DC, the man who walked into the hardest job in rock history and refused to fail. Replacing Bon Scott in 1980 wasn't just difficult, it was considered impossible. But with Back in Black, Brian didn't fill Bon's shoes. He built his own pair and marched AC/DC onto the biggest album of their career. For over 45 years, he has delivered that unmistakable sandpaper scream night after night, even while battling hearing loss, health scares, and the pressure of a global fan base that still mourned Bon. What makes Brian true isn't just the voice, it's the attitude. A working-class Geordie. No ego, no drama, just pure, honest rock and roll. A man who honored Bon's legacy without ever losing himself. If surviving the spotlight is a skill, Brian Johnson mastered it with a cap, a grin, and a scream that shook the world. Rank 22. Angus Young, AC/DC, the eternal schoolboy of rock and roll. While others aged, slowed down, or reinvented themselves, Angus did the opposite. He plugged in his Gibson SG, duck-walked across the stage, and never changed a damn thing. Since 1973, he has been the beating, sweating, electrifying heart of AC/DC, a riff machine with the energy of a hyperactive teenager and the soul of a bluesman twice his age. No tricks, no trends, no ego, just raw, high-voltage truth. His school uniform became an icon, his solos became global anthems, and his live presence, shirtless, possessed, unstoppable, became the blueprint for honest rock performance. Angus doesn't just play the guitar, he is the current that runs through it. 5 decades, no compromise, and still duck-walking circles around musicians half his age. A legend without disguise, and a reminder that true power needs no reinvention, just a riff, a stage, and a man in a school uniform. Rank 21. Gene Simmons, Kiss, the demon who turned rock music into a spectacle. You can argue all day long about how metal Kiss really are, but you cannot deny this. Gene shaped the look, the attitude, the theatrics, and the business of heavy music like almost no one else. From the iconic demon makeup to the legendary tongue, from blood-spitting rituals to fire-breathing finales, Gene made the stage a battlefield and transformed rock shows into larger-than-life events. As the mastermind behind Kiss's business empire, he didn't just play bass, he built one of the most recognizable brands in all of music. Love him or hate him, his influence reaches every corner of the metal scene. Merch, image, theatrics, attitude. Without Gene Simmons, the visual language of metal, from leather to pyro to face paint, would not exist the way we know it. A showman, a marketing genius, and one of the loudest personalities ever to walk a stage. Rank 21, because sometimes true doesn't mean pure metal. It means defining the culture around it. That was ranks 30 to 21, the heart of metal's evolution. Disagree with a placement? Perfect. Tell us in the comments. and let the riffs settle the debate. Volume 4 is coming soon. Stay true, stay loud, stay heavy.